Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Junix.
Good morning,
Thank
Dr.
God it's Friday.
Yes, it's my favorite day of the week. You know why I get really excited on Fridays? I work 6 days a week, just like you, Dr. Abati.
No, I work.
No, I'm talking about Arise. You're here 6 days a week. We all work 24 hours, 2-4-7, right? Like our mommy here. Our favorite Nigerian wife.
Yes.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm fantastic.
Perfect.
And yourself?
I'm doing well. Good morning. Rufy on fire.
Ojinika.
How are you this morning?
Sure banker.
Yes.
Birthday weekend for mommy.
Birthday weekend for my baby.
Oh, yeah. I hope I'm invited.
There's no party. Economy. Tinubu is the economy. Tinubunomics are making us cut
Don't worry, you're up to the task.
according to our size.
Don't worry, you're up to the
my
task.
baby. Wow.
But you have the advantage of two economics.
Oh, yes, I
So
do.
if we say Tinubunomics, what is the economy in
Zimbabwe dollar
doing
economics.
Both economies have devalued.
So don't say Tinubunomics. So.
Okay,
It's not as if you people are
let me say
better
in
in
Nigeria.
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe dollarnomics.
You are our favorite Nigerian wife, so you are free to say Tinubunomics.
Don't throw shade at us.
Well, all right.
We'll throw shade
good
at
morning to you,
Zimbabwe too.
viewers. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending with a picture story that broke last night about the truce brokered between FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and the suspended Governor of Rivers State, Fubara, by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. President Tinubu hosted Wike and Fubara at the presidential villa with the suspended Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Martins Amuwole, and the Majority Leader, Major Jack, in attendance. While speaking after the meeting, both Fubara and Wike stated that all factions had resolved to work together for the progress of peace in the state. Let's take a look.
All agreed to work together with the governor, and the governor also agreed to work together with all of us who are members of the same political family. Yes, just like humans, you have a disagreement, and then you also have a time to also settle your disagreement, and that has been finally concluded today, and we have come to report to Mr. President that is what we have agreed. So for me, everything is over, and enjoy everybody who believe to work with us, to also work together with everybody. That there's no more acrimony, there's nothing to say we're disagreeing. We have all agreed on everything. So thank God. For me, it's a day we have to thank Almighty God.
For me, it's very important that this day has come to be. What we need for the progress of Rivers State is peace. And by the special grace of God this night, with the help of Mr. President and the agreement of the leaders of the states, the leader, peace has returned in Rivers State. We'll do everything within our power to make sure that we sustain it this time around.
Well, I like that from Fubara, saying hope that the peace will be sustained this time around. But, you know, there are a lot of questions that were raised. I mean, I would say kudos to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at this moment. I mean, he has shown that if you do anyhow, you go see anyhow, right? Basically, that's what he really proved by this, I guess, the emergency rule that was declared and the truce that has now been brokered. Let me take Ifeanyi's tweet. He wrote, "This high-level engagement reflects the gravity of the situation and the President's recognition of the need for stability, peace, and democratic order in the state. It is imperative that this meeting yields concrete steps towards reconciliation and resolution rather than temporary fixes that leave underlying issues addressed. Rivers State cannot afford prolonged political instability, especially given its strategic importance to Nigeria's economy and governance. The interests of the people must take precedence over political rivalries. The current rift has already had far-reaching implications on governance, development, and public trust. We urge all parties involved to approach this dialogue with sincerity, maturity, and a shared commitment to peace. President Tinubu's involvement must go beyond symbolic mediation. It should facilitate enforceable agreements that restore institutional harmony and respect for democratic norms. The people of Rivers State deserves leadership that is focused on service delivery, not political power play. We call for transparency in the outcome of this meeting and hope it marks the beginning of a new chapter of cooperation and progress for the state. Plenty questions have been by. Also, the question about whether or not the governor will defect eventually. I mean, those are some of the people were asking those questions online. And of course, this agreement has to be agreement now, agreement you.
For settlement, you can't tell me nonsense. Agreement is agreement you.
Yeah, I mean, we have to just state that fact, really.
Pata sun sevanda.
Pata sun sevanda. Pata sun sevanda.
Was epic.
Agreement
is agreement. I mean, this is really all for the people. All for the people of Rivers State and all the Rivers women. I hope that they are now, they will be happy to see that, And when is this emergency rule going to be lifted? We need that transparency as well. Rufai, you're laughing. Go ahead.
I'm laughing because of the hypocrisy we generate in this country. Yeah, I will tell you the truth. There's nothing you're going to do to me. This fight is never about the people. It's about state resource. Godfather that put God's son there, they all fought over interest. They are all personal interests. When they are fighting, they call all of us to come and join them. Some people were taking sides. That's why I was asking the likes of Mr. Bernard Miko. Well, you know the ones that say, Fubara is governor, he must stay. Now, Wike has shown he has more power. Everybody has gone behind Fubara. They say God is with him. You see, when people are pushing you, when they are no longer, they will say God is with you. They didn't know God was with you from the very first part. For me, the fight was supposed to be a fight of principle. It was supposed to be a fight against this hegemony of godfathers. Yeah. It was supposed to be a fight against words like, I was the one that made you governor. And that's why I say it's not in the interest of the people. The people were there, they were hearing when this party were saying, I made you governor. I didn't make you governor. I made you go. Should one person be making another person leader over a state or the will of the people? So it shows that the democracy we practice is fast falling to the sand of obscurity. So we should stop deceiving ourselves. These two, they reach agreement now because Wike has been able to show. And probably because Wike aligned right and is with President Tinubu. And with due respect, Oji, let's not encourage President Tinubu on the aberration he did. What are we thanking him for? He sided with one party over the other. It was not a level playing field fighting. Because Wike was in his cabinet and because of political needs, sided with one party over the other. And he gave Wike the upper hand.
Yeah, but now there is peace.
And from there, which year peace? Was there not always peace in Rivers State all this while?
No, there was too much rancor going on.
It was not the case of rancor.
One assembly
the
house
rancor, let's not deceive ourselves.
One thing after another.
It was only once that thing happened.
There was a
the
lot.
rancor was because the dramatics personnel were at loggerheads with each other. It was never about the people. The people were not at rancor.
The people were not,
They crafted the people into it. Let's stop supporting, except we will not have a country, because it will not be a country of hegemons. That's what Nigeria
I'm not supporting emergency rule. I didn't say that.
Let me put this in a theoretical context. What has been established? I had said earlier on this program that yes, we commend President Tinubu for intervening. This is not the first time that he's intervening, because as president of Nigeria, he wants peace and stability in every part of the federation. And it was because in his own reckoning and the reckoning of his advisors, although we said, they acted ultra vires, that he imposed that 6 months state of emergency. But what is confirmed is that President Tinubu, acting as father figure and intervening, is that in Nigeria, we are running a paternalistic system of democracy.
Yes, ma'am.
A paternalistic system of governance is a system where you have a parent figure, so that when the children quarrel, like Trump saying, Iran and Israel are behaving like children. And Mark Rutte will say, well, Daddy will
whip them back together.
This is precisely what we have. A paternalistic system of democracy. The second theory that applies here is what they call a rentier system of governance. Rentier, a rent collection system of governance, where a man says, I'm the godfather in this place, and my word is law. And the ultimate personification at this moment, at this time, is Nyesom Wike, who is gloating, masturbating, and saying that this matter has been resolved. because, we have reached agreement and all that. It's a confirmation of the rentier system that we run in this environment. Now, the third point is about the interest of this client. The client is, what's his name? Nyesom Fubara. Because this is clientelism. Somebody makes you a governor, and then as a client, you just have to submit. And that's why I said earlier on, it was a case of surrender.
Yes.
What are the details? What are the details of this surrender? Does it mean that he will join APC? Does it mean that he will agree to one term? Does it mean that anything that Minister Wike says hereafter, either with regard to local government elections or whatever, is what he will do? So even with this agreement that has been reached, the devil is in the details.
All right.
The final point is about the interest of the people of Cross River State. Where are those Ujo youths who were defending Fubara? We didn't see them there. Where are those...
you mean at the meeting?
At the meeting.
What would they be doing there?
Where are those elders who were saying, we stand with Fubara and this is where we stand? We didn't see them. Fubara went alone. The people that we saw at that meeting was the Martin Abewule faction, the Wike faction. And they were there, they dictated to him. So Fubara has eaten the humble pie. But we would like to see developments, what happens, whether the suspension will be lifted, whether he will join APC, and how River State will be governed hereafter. Correct. However, our interest is the interest of the people of River State.
Yes. That
the state is governed in their interest.
Correct.
Whether Fubara gets a second term or not is not our business. If he likes, he can genuflect to Wike in the democratic process 4 years. Whether they give him second term, that's his problem.
All right.
If he goes to APC, we'll be here to analyze it.
Yes.
There's no, we don't need to write academic papers as Bernard Miko was advising. No, the matter is not that serious.
All right.
Enough common sense to explain what they are doing to themselves.
All right, well said.
If I just they should use auto-transcript. All our comments are voices. Auto-transcript will transcript.
Oh, they consult
ChatGPT. Correct.
Forget it.
Well, all right. I guess the story continues. The story continues. Meanwhile, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has denied online reports claiming he allocated 2,000 hectares of land in prime Abuja districts like Maitama and Asokoro to one of his sons. On Thursday, a report by People's Gazette alleged that Wike allocated 2,082 hectares of prime land in Abuja, worth an estimated $3.6 billion, to his son, Joaquin Wike. The report claimed that the allocations were made through a company called Jack Farms and Estates Limited. The Gazette further alleged that Wike personally signed multiple certificates of occupancy for his son's company and bypassed regulations by not paying ground rent, registration, or survey fees, which would contravene the Code of Conduct for public officers. Wike's media aide, Larry Olayinka, denied the allegations, dismissing the report as falsehood and malicious, asserting that not even a single plot of land has been allocated to any of the minister's children. Olayinka clarified that while Jack Farms and Estates Limited is a duly registered company that received a land allocation in Wari Area Council, it was solely for agricultural purposes. He challenged the publishers of the report to provide concrete evidence of any land allocation bearing the names of Wike's children. Let me take this tweet from Mezie, who wrote, "Now, who owns Jack Farms and Estate Limited? Why did Wike refuse to throw more light on the company, Jack Farms and Estate Limited, that he allocated the land to for agricultural purposes? Why did Wike give shallow response? Why did he not say the company in question has nothing to do with him or any of his family members? He allocated public land to a company registered by his son for agricultural purposes, while millions of genuine and real farmers in Nigeria are gnashing their teeth looking for land for their genuine farming projects. Is Wike's son a farmer? Does he farm in Nigeria all the way from UK where he resides? What happens to Wike allocating land to genuine and real farmers who produce real and genuine food for the nation? Does he think we are daft? That's the question from Meze Vimbai.
Well, I think we've seen a number of issues this week where the response has been, these documents are fake.
Yes.
And I just ask myself, is this how bad things have gotten? That all the documents, or so many documents that are purported to be either court documents or CAC documents and so forth, now land documents, and are being said to be fraudulent. I mean, it means we must have some very, very creative, can I call them content creators in this country who are specializing in creating very believable fraudulent documents. Now, I know people dug deeper into the CAC and they found that one of the Rivers State House of Reps members is registered as one of the owners of this Joak Farms, excuse me, that the farm within the company, within just 2 weeks of being registered, was allotted 400 plots of land. So there are so many discrepancies in this. But the real question is, why distance yourself from part of it and not all of it, if truly there isn't an element of truth to it? And I think that's why I love investigative journalism, and that's why investigative journalism is under attack. Because you find that these people do the good work of unearthing. I always wonder, how do they do? I'm not investigative to this sense. You know, I can't go in and dig stuff up, but there are people who specialize in being able to dig anything up of this nature, and the documents look irrefutable. So, you know, if it is a fraudulent fake story, then I'm looking forward to some sort of libel case or something of that to refute
to
this. But to the publishers of the story. But it looks extremely compelling beyond reasonable doubt.
A quick comment from both. I think Rufai wanted to speak quickly.
Okay, what I want to say is this. I did do some investigative work, and I dug into this. What People's Gazette said is that they have a cache of files. They've not released all the files. This is just one out of batch, 1,000, you know the way they name batches of files. They have about 5, but they said there was one that they couldn't lay their hands on. So it behoves on People's Gazette to bring out the remaining cache of files, if they have their facts, as they claim. But this one that was released is a very interesting, curious case for me. Number one, the fact that this company was registered on the 10th of October, 2024, and 7 days after, there was a grant of that land. And please, Nigerians, let's do this test. You can go ahead, for the fun of it, register a company today and try to get land allocation in Abuja, and let's see how the process goes, if it's going to go for 7 days. I think that's the first place to go for. I mean, if that's the way it is, that means it's very efficient, you know. So, but I think Nigerians register companies and go sue for land allocation. That's number one part for me. Secondly, in Lere Olayinka's response, he didn't deny the allocation. He didn't deny that allocation was not given there, but he said it was for agricultural purposes. What we should scrutinize now is, what are the processes involved in allocation of land for agricultural purposes? 2, what about the issues of the ground rent? 3, who are the promoters of this Joak, whatever farms company? 4, and let's also see a transparent paper trail as regards this. And the 5th most important point is premium times. The other cache, I say premium times. It's People's Gazette. The other cache of documents they say they have, let us bring it out. Let us also subject those documents, to forensic evaluation, so we can also get both parts out, just for the sake of, public scrutiny.
This matter is simple. And we just must stay with the principles again. Now, in a matter like this, it is the person that alleges that must prove. Nigeria runs a prosecutorial system, not an accusatorial system. In the French system, they have accusatorial system. If they accuse you of something, you must come and prove your innocence. But in our own case here, it is the person who alleges that must come and prove. The onus is not on Nyesom Wike to come and prove anything. The onus is on those people who are alleging that he has given over 2,000 square meters of land to his son to provide the evidence. If they do not have that evidence, they will be guilty of bringing up a malicious and vexatious issue. That's number one. Number 2, They are accusing Joachim Wike's son of having collected 2,000 square meters from his father. How old is Joachim Wike? If he's of age, he has the right to own property once he follows due process.
Right.
Whether he's Wike's son or not is completely immaterial. Everyone under the Constitution of Nigeria has a right to property.
All right.
So that's another thing that those who are alleging must prove. The third point that is also relevant here is about procedures, which is one of the points that Rufai raised. That, okay, if you apply for land, they won't give you within 1 week, but in this case, it looks like it was an expedited process. Those who are alleging must also prove that. Right. Now, you raised the question. You did. You said they looked at the documents, one man, one company, or one lawmaker in Rivers, right? But they didn't find Wike's son's name there. Yesterday, in another case of land grabbing involving Mr. Peter Obi, I quoted Solomon and Solomon, an 1896 case with regard to the law of real property, which I studied that subject many years back, over 30 years ago. Now, the thing is that you can lift the veil. Have they lifted the veil to establish that it's Wike's son? So fair is fair.
Right.
We do not support frivolous, vexatious allegations, even while you make a case for investigative journalism.
Fantastic.
Even investigative journalism should be anchored on the foundation of responsible journalism.
Well said,
as
Dr.
Francis
Martin.
C.S. Merrill argued in his book of the same title.
Well said. Again, he who alleges must prove. So we're waiting for more details. Otherwise, we will report on the story, as always. Well, let's head over to Ondo State now, where the demolition of the Owo Memorial Park, built to honor the victims of the June 5, 2022 terrorist attack at St. Francis Catholic Church, continues to spark outrage. The Catholic Diocese of Ondo condemned the demolition on Thursday, describing it as a violation of common respect to the dignity of life and an affront to the memory of the 41 people killed. The park, established by the late Governor Akeredolu's administration, was intended as a neutral space for remembrance and healing. The Ondo State government, through the Olowo of Owo Palace, stated that the demolition was initiated by Oba Akinbade Ogunoye, who claimed it was necessary to restore the dignity of Owo's culture. They asserted that the park's location near the palace constituted a cultural taboo. The demolition has also drawn criticism from Betty Akeredolu, the widow of the late governor, who described it as an act of profound insensitivity and an attempt to erase her husband's legacy. Well, on Thursday, Betty visited her husband's grave, weeping and condemning the demolition. Let's take a look.
The entire nation was shocked. And the least you could do was to erect that monument. Nobody, no corpse was buried in that place. It was symbolic. All these people, they travel abroad. They see what happens in other climes. Why do we do things differently? To score political point? Or to settle score? The urban that doesn't want so-called cemetery, but that's not a cemetery. There's one behind his house. He sleeps with the dead. All the Olowos of Owo, where were they buried? Were they not buried in that place he's living? Look at the hypocrisy. I promise you, so long as I live, they will not succeed. They will not rubbish you. They will not rubbish.
All right, Vimbai, we highlighted Becky Akeredolu's tweet yesterday, and we've seen her now at her husband's grave weeping. The Catholic Diocese in Ondo State had claimed that they had documents, legitimate documents, to show that these property belonged to them, and there was no sort of consultation between the Catholic Church and, of course, the people that demolished the land before they demolished. They reached out to the governor of Ondo State, and they were saying that they hadn't gotten any response after 72 hours. But I just felt like this was so sad to see when I saw that demolition. I mean, the traditional ruler was saying that it's to preserve the culture. And you could hear Betty here saying, what sort of conversation is that? There are people that are buried in his palace and all of that, and it's not a burial ground. And that's what the Catholic Church has established at this point. Go ahead.
It's such a complex issue because you wonder how much of it is political, how much of it is traditional. Because if you look at the governor himself, he was part of government. He was the deputy governor when this memorial was erected. He was part of the process. But of course, it's not lost on us the animosity that developed between then Deputy Governor Aiyedatiwa and his principal, Governor Akeredolu Aketi. So some are asking, is this a continuation of that feud? Now, Betty Akeredolu is no stranger to controversy. She's somebody who speaks her mind, even if it means insulting or abusing or, making people feel put out of place. And so for her to come and be outspoken on this issue is absolutely expected, because based off of what she's saying, for her personal qualm with this issue is that she feels it's an attack on her husband's legacy. Now, the issue here is there are several issues playing out. On one hand, by the way, she's gone to call the Olowo of Owo a baby Oba, because she says that her husband is the one who put him there to begin with. But on the Olowo of Owo's side, he is saying that Olowo.
We are trying, guys, enough.
We will get it. We will get it. Olowo. Is that, and many who, because there was even a protest in support of the fact that they're saying that it's a taboo for there to be some sort of memorial, facing the palace, so to speak. But there was controversy even when it went up. It was always a contentious issue. Now, demolishing it the way Governor Aiyedatiwa went about it, was it the correct way, given the fact that it holds so much sentimental appeal to the families and loved ones of those who lost their relatives in that horrendous attack that took place at this church? Possibly, we're always talking about procedure. This could have been done in a more sensitive way. He has now gone to promise to erect a new memorial for them, but the trauma has already been done. And for many people, it's almost like reliving that trauma of when their loved ones went through that horrendous and terrible tragedy. So it's unfortunate when tradition mixes with politics and then starts mixing with just a normal people who were just hoping to have a place where they can use to memorialize their loved ones who were killed in such a terrible way.
I just don't understand the economic impact also. What's the wastage? What was all of that all about? Well, really, tradition. Well, we'll follow up on the story. Shall we take our story under a milestone now? Congratulatory messages have been pouring in for Jubril Adewale Tinubu, the Group Chief Executive Officer of Ondo Group, who turned 58 on Thursday, June 26th. Wale Tinubu began his career in 1990 as an attorney, specializing in corporate and petroleum law. In 1993, he co-founded Ocean and Oil Group, which evolved into Ondo Group, now a leading integrated indigenous energy group in sub-Saharan Africa. President Tinubu extended his warm birthday wishes to Wale Tinubu, commending him as a visionary business leader and patriot, and recognizing his significant contributions to Nigeria's energy sector and overall national development. The president also acknowledged Wale Tinubu's philanthropic efforts through the Ondo Foundation, which has positively impacted over 500,000 Nigerian children through various educational initiatives. We at Arise News also wish Wale Tinubu a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
All right, another milestone, really. I wish Wale Tinubu a very happy birthday. We all wish him a very happy birthday. Well, in another milestone, longtime editor-in-chief of American Vogue, Anna Wintour, is stepping down from her role after 37 years. Well, the announcement was made by Condé Nast, Vogue's parent company, on Thursday. Anna Wintour's tenure at Vogue, which began in 1988, is renowned for her transformative impact on the fashion industry. She revolutionized the magazine's aesthetics, famously featuring a model in denim jeans on her first cover, a significant departure from previous styles. Her influence extended to setting and breaking trends and launching careers beyond Vogue. She has overseen all of Condé Nast's global titles since 2020 and has been the driving force behind the Met Gala for nearly 4 decades. Her powerful presence and meticulous approach to her work are widely believed to have inspired the character of Miranda Presley in The Devil Wears Prada.
I know many people are curious about who I am and how I approach my work.
Okay, off the table. Okay, love that page. Triple thumbs up.
You need someone who can push you, that isn't pulling you back. I do not believe in micromanaging. It's important to empower those that are working with you because you are nothing without a good team. It's really, really important to surround yourself with a team whose opinions that you trust, who are not in any way frightened of disagreeing with you, and you have to listen. You are driven by your heart, you're driven by your talent, and you're driven by your instinct. And if you start to question and look at what people are doing to the left of you or to the right of you, you are going to lose that clarity of thought. Listen to the information, but at the end, it has to come from who you are. Own your decisions and own who you are, but without apology.
All right, well, congratulations. What a milestone for Anna Wintour. She has also made positive impact in Nigeria. I love her philanthropic efforts. She's not leaving Condé Nast altogether, but she's going to be head of, content for Vogue at this point. What would I say? Congratulations, Anna Wintour. We'll take our good news report now, highlighting Nyesom Wike, the brilliant 17-year-old student from Anambra State, who the National Orientation Agency of Nigeria named the Nigerian of the Week. Nyesom Wike was born with a passion for academic excellence and has made a name for herself and the country in the world of education. She was a student at Christian High School, Victoria Garden City, where she consistently demonstrated exceptional academic prowess. Okonkwo recently achieved an impressive feat, emerging as the overall best in English language in the prestigious Cambridge International Examination. Well, according to the National Orientation Agency of Nigeria, this remarkable achievement showcases her outstanding academic skills and dedication to her studies. Additionally, her discipline and focus serves as an inspiration to young Nigerians, and that is why she was chosen by the agency as the Nigerian of the Week. Rufai, remember Nyesom, don't we just love this woman? And I love what National Orientation Agency is doing by highlighting Nigerians of the Week. I know she came on Arise News, right? Were you at the we were here for the interview? Really quickly.
Good.
Yes, I love. Yes, for a quick comment.
Just to say this.
Yes.
That look, we've been saying it, that Nigerians are talented.
Yes, they are.
We have diamonds here at
Yes.
all levels. Now, the Cambridge International Examination, Nigerian children do where they are. We have children who score A's.
Yes.
All through, even A+, in this examination. So it's not just that we don't have talent. It's about the Nigerian government and state governments at all levels providing an enabling environment for the flowering of talent. Congratulations to Ms. Okonkwo congratulations to the people of Anambra State. The governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo, says under his watch, a lot has been done to encourage people of Anambra in terms of achievement.
Yes.
Then more importantly, this young lady is from Chrisland High School.
Absolutely.
Division of Chief Mrs. Winifred Awoshika, who should be celebrated for setting up that institution and for sustaining it and for providing in Chrisland High School an opportunity for young talents to flower.
Yes, can we all applaud Nyesom, please? Really, really amazing. Please keep up the good work and keep Nigeria shining as well. Well, let's share some more good news, highlighting this young tricycle rider in Abia State who returned 4 million naira that he found in his tricycle, which was forgotten by a businesswoman. What can we say? This is so huge, really, really huge. 4 million naira. I just wanted to highlight this because there are still honest people in Nigeria. When I saw the boy was just so graceful, like showing off. I love the fact, I love the picture, the idea.
That is the kind of name we want to see on the National Honors List.
Yes.
Not Babariga driving traditional rulers.
Yes.
We want people whose examples promote values and ideals.
Yes. Correct.
They should give him national honor.
Correct, absolutely. I'm looking at this woman, like really, who knew what she wanted that 4 million, wanted to do with that 4 million naira? Really, really.
He should also be Nigerian of the Week.
He should be, National Orientation Agency. Please take note. Really, congratulations to that young man. Amazing.
Honors Committee gives national honor.
Okay, no, I want him to be the Nigerian of the Week next week. Can he be the Nigerian?
Of the Secretary to the federal government.
That gives
they should take note of his name.
Okay, for national
and
honors.
put him on the next national honors.
But can we ask for him to be Nigerian of the Week? That's what I was asking. Just like Nyesom. Let's campaign for that.
We have voted for our own Nigeria.
Correct.
Nigeria of the Week.
Well done. They are honest Nigerians.
People, if 10 naira drops from my pocket here, I will be carrying torchlight to look.
Okay,
Dr.
No, empirical facts. Empirical facts.
Okay, we at Arise News are really, really good people. All right, we are very good people too. Just like this young tricycle rider. We're waiting to see him on the honors list. Shall we take our final story under entertainment? Last weekend, American singer Chris Brown held a sold-out concert at the 62-capacity Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the United Kingdom. Chris Brown thrilled the audience by bringing out his dear friend, Afrobeat superstar Davido, on stage. Davido went on to perform his latest hit song, With You, featuring Omale, electrifying the crowd, as we'll see in this video that has now gone viral.
I can picture this world without you, my life. Sweet Fanta Diallo, I know people forget you. Hey, Bezina, Uzo. If I speak English, you Cho, no walking. I know I'll punish you, I want to punish you. If you see my baby, you go shut up.
That's too fine, baby, da. Finish work from you.
TGIF. We are overrunning.
We are overrunning.
It's not yet. We are overrunning.
All right, I'd love to thank you all For your great analysis as always.
I know if you forget you.
For your great analysis
You are
as
overrunning.
always on What's Trending.
We'll surcharge you.
No problem. I'm up to the task. Well, you all go have a great weekend. Thank you so much. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all next week.